January thaw here in the Great White North. What we're dealing with here is some exceptionally mild weather. Nobody seems to be complaining about. Yeah, so not much has been going on around here, lads and lassies. Do have a few parts ordered that have not been received here at the shop just yet. They haven't been delivered. I haven't received them, and that's why the '85 Chevy has not been dealt with. And same as goes with the old silver Electrolux. The reason I call it that is because it sounds like I got a vacuum leak somewhere on it. So it sounds like a very cheap vacuum cleaner right now. And it runs like one too, because it quits and stalls and backfires. Must be bought at Sears. So anyway, a little tidbit of information. Key to the shop. We'll go take a little tour inside here and yeah, show you guys what's been really happening around here. But yeah, no, really the engine hasn't been dealt with this. Next step is the machine shop, and it has not gone there yet. Kind of pointless having that mounted to that truck right now. Haven't seen snow in about 6 weeks. Okay, so what we are dealing with here. Alrighty. Take a tour in the back and I'll show you guys. Buick. Well, of course everybody knows that this thing never moves anywhere in the winter. So it's parked. I'm going to order a power antenna motor for this guy here, because it's never went down. Well, if I plug it in, all it does is hum and whir, but it doesn't do anything. It might be repairable, but I mean, the clutches inside them, they tend to just break. Power antenna motor works on this Cadillac though. Amazing. For a car that has 300,000 clicks on it, and the Buick has barely 80. Well, how many miles is on that car? I forget now. Doesn't matter. Anyway, moving on. So, what I've done here is I degreased this unit because it was horribly saturated with grease and grime and muck and corruption and everything else. So, yeah, there was. It was very, very dirty. So anyway, I greased it. Took 2 cans of engine degreaser to it. I didn't do the intake manifold. I'll do that another time, mainly because that's not really something that's going to be, going anywhere or being put on the engine right away. I'm going to order new freeze plugs or frost plugs. You might as well change that because they're 33 cents a piece for these guys here. And basic stuff like there's your oil switch, pressure switch, and what else we got over here? Is it on the other side? Maybe on the other side. Yeah. Maybe this. Oh yeah, it has one. It's right here. The block heater. I gotta change it. There's only a screw that holds it in there. Bolt right through the center of it. I do recall that it worked, and I could actually just bring the cord inside here and then just plug it into the wall, and I could confirm that it works or not. I might do that, because usually you can hear them operate, but I don't remember if this one ever worked. It doesn't really much matter either way, because I mean the car, well, it doesn't go anywhere. Doesn't go anywhere in the winter, but still, I kind of like to have everything functional, especially if you're going to this extent where you have everything torn apart and dismantled anyway. You might as well make sure that stuff like that works. So, yeah. But anyway, the camshaft bearings were ordered from Wisconsin, and they have not been delivered here yet. So I got new cam bearings, and then the machine shop is going to press these in. There's a special tool that they use to actually pound them in there and get them out. So I'll get the machine shop to do it, and I don't have a micrometer. So what I'm going to do is have them test the thickness of the cylinders and make sure that's within spec. If it's not, I'll get them to overbore it, and well, they have to be deglazed anyway, but I mean, if it is out of spec or if they're out of round or whatever, I'll get them to oversize it to the next size, and then I'll have to get larger pistons. That's why I haven't ordered pistons yet, because I'm hoping that I can still use the stock pistons that were in there. There wasn't, here we go here, there wasn't what you call piston slap when I was running the engine. And if there was, you would see it on here. Like the pistons would be scorned, the skirts would be scorned so bad, but they actually show no signs of, you know, damage. They just need to be cleaned up a bit. Normal wear, but you know. So I'm hoping I can reuse the pistons. I'm going to put new rings on there, the oil rings, compression. You know, I'm going to change those anyway because I mean they're you know, affordable. Pistons roughly run about $10-12 a piece for stock. Like I mean, the con rods, they're in good shape. I mean, the bearings all change because they just slide out. So yeah. Anyway, stuff like that. The connecting rods are fine, but if I have to change the pistons, I have to change the pistons. But I'm hoping I don't have to go to that extent. This engine was running when I took it out of it. So I mean, the car was driving. Like I mean, I did a burnout with this car before I actually, the day that I hoisted the engine out of there, I did a burnout with the car. So I mean, it didn't run well. It ran quite poorly for a few years, which indicated to me that the camshaft lobes were worn out because a major tune-up was not remedying the situation at hand. It was actually, you know, it just wasn't running. So I ripped the camshaft out. There is a bit of play in that chain, and you could actually hear it clack sometimes if it was kind of running lean. Usually indicate, well, anyway, that doesn't matter. But we're going to change that out, and when I got down to that point, I figured to myself, well, I might as well change everything and have a brand new rebuilt, freshly built engine. So, you know. But anyway, there hasn't been much going on with it. I am going to get a machine shop to mic it and get them to deglaze it. I do have a cylinder hone myself, but you know, they might as well mic it and make sure that it's right, because you don't really want to go to all this trouble and then put the engine. I don't have a test stand either, so you're kind of running a good risk. You know, you could put the engine back in there and you're going to have bad compression, or you know, the engine isn't going to run properly because, well, maybe the bores aren't, you know what I mean? So you're running a risk, and that's a lot of work to put the engine back in the vehicle and expect it to run. So I mean, I'd rather just get them to mic it, make sure that's within spec. If not, I'll overbore it, and I'll put new pistons, oversized pistons in it, 30 over. This is usually the next size up. So I'll do that, and you know, that'll be pretty well that. Give it a good paint job, ceramic paint or whatever they use. I forget. They were, I think there was some sort of special engine paint that was actually better than that that crap that you buy at Canadian Tire. I forget the name of it. But I'll give it a decent paint job. I gotta get out of here. This stupid light is buzzing and it's giving me a headache. So, faulty electricians. That's why you don't get your best friend to work on your garage or your lighting. Anyway, lads and lassies, I am done in here. So anyway, a little bit of an update for you guys. Anyway, so, yeah, and the Buick hasn't gone anywhere. I'm actually going to order a starter motor for this. It is really, really slow. The last time a buddy of mine got in it, he started it, well, he tried to start it, but he flooded it so bad, and the reason behind it, the engine has to crank over and over and over and over and over, and it's so slow that he accidentally flooded it, thinking that it needed more fuel. And, you know, it's one of those things, right? It happens. So, anyway, it was so slow that the engine, you know, flooded itself, and that was it. Because once the choke plates are closed, you know, and you know, the engine keeps rotating, it's still drawing fuel in, and you know, he's a man of fuel injection, so, and I didn't tell him. So, anyway, a little bit of a problem there, but I mean, there have been times where, there's a little bit of a story for you guys for a Sunday. Took my mother in this car, and the starter was real bad about 2 years ago, 3 years ago maybe, 2012, somewhere around that era. I took my mother in this car, and we stopped at a convenience store in town and shut it off. We got out of the car, came back 5 minutes later, and it wouldn't start. I had to get my mother to have her hand on the ignition lock cylinder and hold it to the start position and just hold it there while I got underneath the car and tapped the starter solenoid with my fist, and it cranked. So, and I haven't had to do that in the last couple of years, but still, it's done. I mean, I've had problems with it years ago, so I mean, I'm sick of it. You know, because now I know that I don't put any miles on the car, but the reliability is getting to be a problem, because, you know, I could take this to a car show and then try and leave the car show. And a lot of car shows around here, they actually close off and barricade a part of a highway, you know what I mean, and actually have the car show on, you know, in the middle of the road. Well, it becomes to be a problem or a nuisance when your car won't start, and it kind of becomes an embarrassment. So I want to get that changed before the next show and shine in May, because I can't have that. You know, you end up going to a show and shine, then this stupid thing won't start. So anyway, so yeah, I guess I should mention here, new engine mounts, Anchor products, $3 a piece, shipped from Rock Auto. $12 for shipping, so it was rough with taxes. It came out to about $30, I guess. No, I guess the shipping was more like $18. I can't remember. The bill slip is inside here, but anyway. So I have that, you know, I'm all covered for that, and yeah. So nothing much has been going on really. Like it's kind of slow and staggered right now, but I mean, I'm hoping by the end of March that I'll have a little bit more done. I want to get that engine put back in the vehicle, and I can't emphasize that enough. I do want to get that silver bullet there, kind of. Well, I'd like to get a fresh paint job done to it. Hard to say what'll happen there, but we'll see. I mean, we'll take it by day, right? So, anyway, this is a nice mild day. Makes the yard all nice and icy. Gotta love that. Somebody will fall and break their neck and probably sue me, and then there won't be any more vehicles here, and I'll lose my partnership for YouTube, and you know how that goes. Oh well. Should invest in some salt. Anyway, the old snowmobile, I've never done anything with that. I've had a lot of people come here and offer me money for it. Maybe I should sell it. Stupid thing doesn't run. Oh well. Yeah. But anyway, hope you guys are having a good one. Don't party too hard on your Sunday afternoon. We'll catch you later.